Hey everybody, it's Chris from the Droning Company here with Mark Genung. Now, Mark, you're with Iris Automation. I saw this thing standing here, and it's almost got like eyeballs on it, and it caught my attention. Tell us a little bit about what this does and what your company does.
Well, you're exactly right. Those are eyeballs. They're unblinking eyeballs. They're machine vision cameras that enable us to do what we do very well, which is to use machine vision and machine learning techniques to be able to detect general aviation aircraft, report their location, where they're at, display them for a ground control station operator or drone operator so that they can now fly that aircraft beyond visual line of sight.
Interesting.
It's a really great technology that we've been developing for the last 7 years. We started out first with an onboard system to be able to fly on multi-rotors and fixed wings, but we had any number of customers who noted that they would like to be able to leave that mass on the ground so they can do drone delivery, fly smaller drones, drone in a box kind of operations, fly with legacy drones without having to modify them. And so we listened to our customers and we built Casia Ground. This consists of 6 machine vision cameras. Each has a 60-degree field of view. The cameras provide a feed to an onboard graphical processing unit. No human ever looks at the video. The machine learning algorithms look at it and can say, that is a plane, it's a helicopter, it's a bird.
Wow, okay.
And then we send a relatively small message set via an internet that says ID, location, time, altitude, course and speed, and a small window or image of what we're looking at, and which is really useful to give our operators confidence that the system has actually made a valid detection. We also take in ADS-B. At every Casia ground station has an ADS-B input.
Oh, very cool.
And what that allows us is to be able to detect cooperative aircraft, and with our electrical optical system, non-cooperative aircraft. And then I did air defense in the Navy for 30 years, and we are always very interested in a common operating picture where you only had one track being displayed for every vehicular track. So where we have a ADS-B hit and electrical optical, either are the UTM providers, and we've demonstrated it with our GUI. You can basically correlate those to a single track. So again, it minimizes clutter and it makes it easier for a pilot who's doing whatever mission to understand what's going on in the national airspace.
Okay, excellent. Now, in terms of how this works, I mean, it sounds like essentially one function of it is that it replaces your need for a visual observer. Is that correct?
That's a wonderful comment, because some of our customers, they refer to this as a digital visual observer.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
And the idea is, quite frankly, we've all worked with visual observers, and I've been a visual observer, and I've been hungry, tired, angry, thirsty, whatever, and it's very and the other problem is humans' eye is not, while it's a marvelous instrument, you only really have 20/20 vision within about 1 or 2 degrees of the center line of your eye, and you only have a certain amount of peripheral vision. So when you compare that to a camera which has 20/20 vision 360 degrees throughout the totality of the vertical field of view, doesn't get angry, doesn't get frustrated, doesn't get tired. And so in many ways, we're superior to the human eye. And as a result, we think that we meet and exceed many of those requirements that what a visual observer can do.
Excellent. Now, in terms of that type of an application, is there any kind of certification or any kind of approval you need to get from like the FAA to use this in place of the human eye?
You're exactly right. The FAA has a world of experience with human visual observers and other technologies like radar. And so we've been working and providing data to the FAA for years on how our machine vision algorithms work and what it can do. And so the FAA has gained so much confidence in our system that we've recently gotten an approval in Pearland, Texas, for the Pearland, Texas Police Department to fly drones beyond visual line of sight of their operators in Pearland throughout the entire city of Pearland where there is coverage from Casia. And so we think that is going to enable us to export that capability to any number of other first responders in the United States. Currently, as I understand it, there's about 50,000 first responders in the United States, police officers, if you will, police organizations. About 200 of them have helicopters, so that leaves 49,800 who would love to have that aerial capability, and it's a real force multiplier for these cities. Brandon Carr, who is the architect of the operations in Pearland, Texas, has noted that if they can fly a drone to the scene of a reported event, upwards of 25% of the time they can confirm that there's nothing really of issue there, and they can call off sending the police there.
Okay.
So that means you're increasing the capacity of that police force by 25% by merely flying a drone to the scene and doing that first assessment. And then, of course, if there is an event going on, then that drone is able to provide situational awareness to those police officers and more likely to be able to enable them to de-escalate, or if necessary, get the backup they need sooner rather than later to do their mission to save lives and improve the quality of lives of those they serve. So with Casia G, we can enable that. The other piece of this puzzle is some police departments use maybe a 3-person team to fly a drone. The operator, a visual observer, and maybe somebody who's providing force protection.
Sure.
So 3 people to operate a drone. Now potentially if you operate with a Casia G, you could get that down to 2. Perhaps if the drone is a drone out of a box and you have an operator who's maybe in a central location, you really only have that operator. So it's a force multiplier, and just being able to Casia G alone is a force multiplier in just enabling drone operations, and then drone operations are a force multiplier to enable those police to save lives and improve the quality of life of the citizens they serve.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Now, if people want to learn a little bit more about Iris, the Casio, whatever they need to know about your product and your company, where can they best do that at?
Well, they can best do it at our website, which is irisonboard.com, and you'll see on the website our technology, the specifications, links to articles about our technology, contact information, and again, I would ask everybody this would be interested in doing that. We will also be at the Commercial UAV Expo in Las Vegas here later this year, so you can come out and see that. If you're not here at AUVSI for Xponential, come out then and see the technology there.
Excellent. Hey, thank you so much for your time today, Mark. This has been great. Thank you.